Right, morning boys and girls. This is the engine test stand. As you can see, the engine's in place now. Everything's wired up. Nothing's checked yet. I've just given it a turn over with the battery to make sure that everything's turning over freely. I've hooked up the radiator, top hose, bottom hose, and I've put a reinforcing bar across here. As you can see at the bottom there, it's resting on a piece of wood. But that's going to support the gearbox and overdrive unit. I wanted something substantial there because there's quite a bit of weight on the back. Didn't want the engine rocking. So yeah, that's there to support that. That there is a clamp for the exhaust that fits onto the chassis, which can't fit at the moment. Now coming around to this side, you can see I've got my stainless steel downpipe from PD Goff on there. The starter motor's on, and that's a new earth strap to go on the car. I just haven't got I'm waiting for the new power lead to come for the car, which I'll then use to put on there so I don't get confused. But eventually, when I get around to it, I just haven't got time yet. I'm going to put a battery tray down there, and the batteries are going to sit down in this place here. For Vince and people who was querying about the oil feed for the cage, I've managed to find bodger fitting onto there, and basically I've just put a piece of fuel line on there, clamped it down, secured it, and that in turn runs up to my gauges, up to the oil gauge which I've got up there. So I'm happy with that as long as it doesn't leak. As you can see, the top hose is fitted. I've blanked that off simply because we haven't got a heater at the moment, yeah, so that's where we are right now. Nothing's ready to start yet. The oil's in the vehicle, in the engine, sorry, and I've turned it over on the battery to try and get some oil pressure up to the top of the rocker cover. Now I may take that rocker cover off just to make sure that there is oil getting up there. I'm quite sure there is. It's a new oil pump. But yeah, so I've got to put the muffler on the end of that pipe when I'm ready to fire it up. I'm just going to double check everything yet before I check the fuel getting to the carbs. Now at the moment I've just got this temporary little lawnmower fuel tank up here. It's quite high up, so hopefully the gravity will feed it down. I'm a little bit concerned because the fuel line actually feeds from underneath, so whether or not it'll go down and then up into the float balls, I'm just not quite sure. If it doesn't, I'll have to perhaps get another 12-volt pump off eBay to pump the fuel up to there. But yeah, the temperature gauge is hooked up. I've just got to tidy that wire up, and I'm not bothering with the volts at the moment because I don't really think there's any point. I'm sure the alternator will work, and if it doesn't, I'll just rebush it, so I'm not really concerned about that. So that's where we are. Thanks to all my new subscribers. I'm happy to know that some people are interested in what I'm doing, and yeah, and I'll keep making the little videos if you're interested. That's where we are at the moment. I've just got another little thing there that I want to show you. Yeah, I've done the chassis black on the front cross member, as you can see there now, and I've got one of my new brake lines is just fitted there. I'm waiting for some new rubber grommets to come because I want to put the brake lines in rubber grommets. But that's one of the brake lines in. I've got some of the lines made up. I'm just waiting to fit them. So yeah, that's where we are so far. Thank you.